Chosen one, stop whatever you're doing right now. I need you to hear this, not just with your ears, but with the deepest part of your soul. Because what is being spoken over your life at this very moment is not an accident. You did not stumble onto this video by chance. Something far greater than the algorithm brought you here. And if you leave before this message is finished, you may walk away from the very word your spirit has been starving for. So stay with me, because God is about to do something so undeniable, so completely unexpected, that the very people who crossed their arms and said, "That one will never make it," are about to be left completely speechless. This is not a motivational speech. This is not a pep talk. This is a prophetic declaration over your life because you have been quietly holding on, long after most people would have let go. Let me ask you something personal. Do you know what it feels like to do everything right and still watch things fall apart? To pray consistently, to stay faithful, to pour yourself into your purpose, and yet look around and wonder why it seems like everyone else is advancing while you are standing still? Do you know what it feels like to carry a dream so long that it starts to feel like a burden instead of a calling? To lie awake at night, not out of laziness or doubt, but out of a quiet, exhausting question. God, are you still there? Did you forget about me? If you have ever sat in that place, that silent, invisible, crushing place, then I need you to know something before we go any further. Your life is about to speak for itself, and you will no longer have to defend your worth to those who overlooked you. Type Amen to affirm this shift. That season was real. The pain was real. The confusion was real. And you were right to feel every single bit of it. But here is what was also real. Even when you could not feel it, God was working. Not slowly, not reluctantly, not after forgetting and then remembering. He was working intentionally, strategically, and with a precision that your human eyes simply were not equipped to track. The silence you experienced was not the silence of a God who had moved on. It was the silence of a craftsman, completely focused, completely present, doing work too detailed and too delicate to be interrupted. Type Amen in the comments if you believe God has been working in your silence. I want to speak to you directly now, not as an observer of your life, but as the one who designed it. You looked at the years that felt unproductive and called them wasted. But I was never measuring your life by the calendar on your wall. I was measuring by the depth of what I was building inside you. You cannot rush roots. You cannot hurry foundations. And you cannot shortcut the kind of character that is required to carry the weight of what I am about to place in your hands. Those relationships that ended and left you grieving, I was removing what could not grow with you. Those opportunities that looked perfect but fell through at the last moment, I was protecting you from rooms that would have shrunk you instead of expanded you. That person who walked away, that door that closed, that season where you felt invisible, every single one of those moments was a deliberate move in a strategy you could not yet see. Your enemies looked at your life and said, "It's over for them." The ones who underestimated you took it a step further and stopped checking on you altogether. And I allowed them to do that, not because I agreed with them, but because what I am about to release into your life does not need their applause to arrive. It does not need their validation to be real, and it certainly does not need their permission to be powerful. When my blessing shows up on your doorstep, it will not knock quietly. It will arrive in a way that carries my signature so clearly that even your greatest doubter will have no logical explanation for it. Type 111 in the comments if you trust that God's timing is better than your timeline. Now I want to pause here and redefine something. When we talk about your enemies in this context, we are not just talking about people who dislike you. Your enemies include every voice, internal or external, that told you to give up. Your enemies include the version of yourself that believed the lie that your best days were already behind you. Your enemies include fear disguised as wisdom, telling you not to try again because the last time hurt too much. Your enemies include every system, every circumstance, every season that tried to make you forget who you were created to be. And here is what God is about to do to all of them. He is going to let your life respond on your behalf. You will not need to post a comeback. You will not need to send a message proving a point. You will not need to explain yourself to anyone, because the elevation that is coming will be so visible, so undeniable, and so clearly unearned by human strategy alone, that every person who counted you out will see the hand of God on your life and simply have nothing left to say. Your life is about to become your loudest statement. But before we talk about what is coming toward you, I need to talk about what has already happened within you. Because the external shift that is approaching is only possible because of the internal shift that has already taken place. Think about who you were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Think about how you used to respond to conflict, with panic, with anger, with a desperate need to control every outcome. Think about how you used to need the approval of certain people just to feel confident in a room. Think about how rejection used to flatten you for weeks, sometimes months. Now look at yourself today. You still feel things deeply, but you no longer drown in them. You still face uncertainty, but it no longer paralyzes you. You still get knocked down, but something inside you gets up faster than it used to. That is not therapy alone. That is not positive thinking alone. That is the quiet, relentless work of a God who is shaping you from the inside out, even on the days you felt nothing was changing. The growth you almost didn't notice is now the very foundation that the next chapter of your life will be built upon. The patience you developed in the waiting, the wisdom you gained from the wounds, the clarity you earned through confusion, all of it is about to become the most valuable currency you carry into what is next. Type 222 if you can see how God has been changing you from the inside. As you step forward into this new season, you need to prepare yourself for something that can feel disorienting even when it is entirely good. Your circle is going to change, not because you became arrogant, not because you stopped being loyal, but because every new altitude in life requires a recalibration of the people in your immediate environment. Some people who have been close to you will begin to pull back. Some friendships that once felt permanent will quietly fade, and your first instinct might be to chase them, to prove you are still the same person, to apologize for growing, to shrink yourself so they feel comfortable again. Do not do it. Every person in your life carries either a seed or a weed. A seed plants something that grows your potential. A weed competes with it, drains it, and quietly suffocates what God is trying to produce in you. The relationships being released right now are not punishments. They are permissions. Permission for you to walk fully and freely into where you are going without the weight of who you used to need to be for others. And as those connections shift, trust that God is already placing new voices, new partners, new communities ahead of you. People who will meet you at your actual level and celebrate what He has built in you rather than resent it. Your next season comes with the right people already assigned to it. I want to speak to a specific pain right now. For some of you, the greatest enemy of your breakthrough is not a person or a circumstance. It is the wound that never fully healed, the betrayal you buried but did not release, the failure you moved past on the surface but still rehearsed privately at 2 in the morning, the version of yourself that was humiliated, dismissed, or deeply hurt, and who has been quietly guarding your heart ever since, making sure no one gets close enough to do it again. God sees that place in you, and He is not rushing past it to get to the blessing. He is sitting in it with you. Right now, in this moment, He is saying, you do not have to perform wholeness to receive from me. You can come broken, you can come tired, you can come with every scar still visible. But He is also saying, you cannot carry that weight into what I am building for you, not because I will withhold it, but because the pain itself will prevent you from recognizing it when it arrives. So today, make a decision. Not to forget what happened, not to pretend it did not matter, but to stop allowing the past to write the terms of your future. Your history is not your identity. It is your testimony, and testimonies are not meant to trap you. They are meant to set someone else free. So let me declare this over you right now, and I want you to receive it, not just hear it. The season of being overlooked is ending. The chapter of silent suffering is closing. The years of waiting without visible evidence are culminating into something extraordinary. You are being repositioned. Not sideways, not slightly upward. Completely repositioned into an alignment that will make the last season feel like prologue. Doors that have been locked for years are about to open. Not because you finally figured out the right knock, but because the one who holds every key decided that the time is now. Resources you have needed are being directed toward you. Connections you could not manufacture on your own are being divinely arranged. Opportunities that match the full scope of your gifting, not a fraction of it, the full scope, are entering your atmosphere. The enemies of your destiny are about to become the audience of your miracle. And you will not gloat. You will not retaliate. You will not pause to say, "I told you so," because you will be too busy walking in everything God prepared for you to spend time looking backward. This is your moment. This is your turning point. This is the day your life begins speaking louder than every lie that was spoken over it. Type 777 in the comments to declare that you received this breakthrough with open hands and a surrendered heart. Before you leave today, I want to say something that the noise of daily life rarely gives us space to say. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not less than anyone who seems to be further along. You are exactly where the story of your life requires you to be. Standing at the edge of a chapter that is about to redefine everything that came before it. The road that felt long was not a mistake. The process that felt brutal was not a punishment. And the silence that felt like abandonment was actually intimacy. God working so close to you that the work felt invisible. He has not changed his mind about you. He has not revised the plan. He has not promoted someone else into the position he designed for you. He is simply saying, right now, in this moment, it is time. Time to rise, time to receive, time to walk into the fullness of what you were created for. So take a breath, lift your head, and take the next step. Not because you can see the whole staircase, but because you trust the one who built it. Your enemies are about to be shocked. Your doubters are about to be silenced, and your God is about to get all of the glory. If this message touched something real in you today, share it with one person who is still in their waiting season. They need to hear this too. Drop a comment below and tell me, what is the one thing you are believing God for in this new chapter? And if you are new here, welcome. Subscribe and stay close. There is more where this came from. Go with peace, go with faith, and go knowing your season has arrived.